A recent poll finds nearly 1 in 4 people don't expect to ever leave the workforce. So why are so many people financially unfit to call it quits? Well, it's up for debate.
Yeah, but is it, Charles Payne? Is it really up for debate? Like, the people watching this video, like, are you shocked to find out that many Americans don't think they're gonna be able to just like retire down to Florida, buy a sailboat and sail around the world? I don't think we're really shocked about that, but inside of the Fox business bubble, it's an open question. And who do you turn to understand this? A poll shows the American workers don't think they can retire, so who do you bring in? The CEO of a company, Donald Luskin, who said this.
Doesn't worry me personally. I guess I'm one of those people who plans never to retire. I mean, I gotta tell you, what do people do when they retire? You know, how do you spend a day? I mean, is bowling that interesting? Is fishing that interesting? I mean, I happen to love my work. Why do I want to stop it? You know, it's not like it hurts. Why would I stop it? This is great. What a great country where we have the opportunity to keep working. What a miracle where our lives are long enough and we're healthy enough and mentally alert enough so that we don't have to retire like generations before us. This is a great blessing. You should embrace it.
It's a great blessing for that CEO that he said that in a Fox Business studio and not surrounded by workers, because every word of that in a different historical context would have gotten him strung up in effigy at the very least. It doesn't worry me personally. Me, CEO of Trend Micro. No, it doesn't bother you personally because you own a corporation. You're gonna be just fine. Is bowling that interesting? Is fishing that interesting? I happen to love my work. Okay, a lot of people don't love their work. They don't do it because it's the passion deep within their heart. They do it because they have to do it if they want food and a roof. And at some point, they would like to lay down their burden after it has, over the course of decades, broken their minds and their bodies. They would like a little bit of rest before they pass into the great beyond. That might be asking too much. It's not like it hurts, he says. Yeah, but what about the people for whom it does work? People who develop carpal tunnel, whose knees give out, whose backs give out, who are doing physical labor, who aren't just sitting in a cushy office in the Trend Micro headquarters. For those people, maybe a little bit of empathy would help. It would get you banned from the show, but it would help for understanding the issue. Now look, it's easy to say Donald Luskin is a horrible guy who fundamentally doesn't understand the experience of the American working class, and that this is evidence that Fox Business is designed to get the American working class to accept being ground down into a gray paste by American capitalism. We all get that. But Charles Payne there, the host, he's not the guy saying that stuff, right? He's just bringing it up. Why is it that people don't think that they can retire? I don't know, I'm just an impartial guy. I'll bring on this guy, hate him if you want to. Except that literally just like 15 minutes before we started recording this, Charles Payne put out a tweet, and I just think it's interesting, so I'm gonna read it. This came out after news that Ross Perot died. He says, Ross Perot, RIP, you were right. We have got to stop sending jobs overseas. Pay $1 an hour, have no health care, no environmental controls, no pollution controls, no retirement. You don't care about anything but making money. There will be a quote, giant sucking sound going south. That's a Perot quote right there. Now, unless this is literally the first toe in the water of political satire in Charles Payne's career, what he's saying there, as the impartial guy who just brings on the CEOs to talk, is that things are far too good right now for the American working class. They should get paid $1 an hour, no health care, no protection from pollution or anything like that, literally no retirement. So this guy who's questioning, why is it that people aren't like financially fit? Why don't they have the money to retire? He doesn't think they should be allowed to. There should be no retirement whatsoever. The corporation shouldn't care about anything but making money. So he feels free on social media to say it there, literally a day after bringing on this guy to try to break down this difficult to figure out fact about why the American working class doesn't think that they're someday gonna be able to retire. Why they don't feel like, as Donald Luskin says, it's a great blessing to be forced to work until you drop as a Walmart greeter or whatever. That's Fox Business right there. And the thing is, like, the people watching this are not all billionaires, they're not all millionaires. These are conservative working class people who just naively continue to support politicians and media figures who don't give a damn about them, even when they're shouting it in their face there. Again, I will leave the 1% chance that this is a weird form of like him being the onion. I kind of doubt that it is, but this is just appalling. And The thing is, at the same time that they're having these conversations on Fox Business, there are other politicians on a different part of the spectrum that actually want to make things better for the American working class, to want to make them financially fit to retire someday. And by the way, retire before they've already blown through the years where they could actually enjoy it, where they'd have a little bit of time before their minds and their bodies give out to spend time with their family and their friends after a life spent working generally in service to CEOs like Donald Luskin. There are politicians like Bernie Sanders and others that are trying to make that a thing, but you don't see them popping up on Charles Payne's show. There's no spot for them. There's only spots for CEOs that want to grind you down. And then Charles Payne goes on social media and makes clear how much he supports that fundamental economic philosophy. It's disgusting, but that's Fox Business. Here on the Damage Report, we talk a lot about the big banks and their ways of getting rich off the poor. They saturate the market, but there are other options. And I've got info on a socially and environmentally responsible financial institution that has no ATM fees, gives you cash back on every purchase. They even commit 10% of their earnings to charity. It's called Aspiration, and if you go to aspiration.com/TYT to sign up, you'll get these perks, and that's more money to spend or to save or to spend. Just treat yourself.